Why hire really smart people if you're not going to leverage them? One of the leaders of an organization I worked for, I was sitting in the back of the room watching them during their senior management meetings. And I noticed that during the senior management meetings, the head of the organization sat at at the head of the board table, and everyone else at the table had their chair facing away from him to the back of the room. The only time they would turn and look at him was when he asked them a question, and then they'd slowly turn their chair. They'd look at him, they'd respond, and then they'd turn their chair back to looking at the back of the room. I went to the leader shortly after that and I asked if he'd ever noticed that behavior. And he's like, "Yeah, so?" I said, "Well, you hire really smart people. Don't you want them to feel engaged and to share their ideas?" He his comment was, "Well, fear is actually a good thing. Fear can increase performance." And I was fairly inexperienced at the time, and I was just a little shocked by the response. But then I went on to say, well, if you've hired really smart people, don't you want them challenging your perspectives, asking really good questions? Shouldn't this be an interaction where you build psychological safety so people feel safe, really stretching each other's thinking? And he just kind of pondered and looked at me and was like, whatever. And I'll just say it wasn't that much longer after that that the higher ups in the organization made the decision that maybe it was time to move this individual on. That while the individual was incredibly talented and brilliant, maybe they weren't the best person to really build and engage an effective team.